Alright, this is breaking down a chicken. I'm using a chef's knife to do this. This is kind of hard to do it with a chef's knife because it's so big, but I think everybody has one of these, so it'll be easy to show you with something I know that you have. Don't use a serrated knife for this. Use a regular standard knife. If it's not sharp, get your husband to sharpen it for you. First, we're going to start off by cutting off the wings. Right here at the joint, if you pull the wing back, you can see the skin starts to get tight. So cut that little web free, and you can see down in there, that's the joint of the wing. You can just pop it backward like that. Take that little bit of meat, and there's your joint right in here, and then just push it on through, and that pops the wing off. And then we'll roll chicken over on this side. This is a little bit harder to see on this side. Pop that, pull that wing back, find that joint, and just pull it right through. There's the wing. If you actually want to use the wings for cooking them, you can cut the little finger off. These are the two pieces that you would normally eat if you ate wings in a restaurant. You can find that joint again and pop it back. There's your joint. You can see it opening up there. If you just stick your knife in between there, let's say it like it's easy. Stick your knife in between there. There's your two wing pieces. These are all good. I'm just going to throw all this in the stock pot. I'm going to leave the skin on. All that is fat, so you'll get some fat in your stock. So I'm going to throw all that in there. Same thing with that. After the stock's done, you can peel all the meat off of the bone, and you can just use it for salad or whatever. Alright, so now we've got the breasts and the legs left. We're going to do boneless, skinless breasts, and I'm going to leave the skin on the legs, but all you have to do is grab it and peel it off. So in order to do this, to make this pretty sturdy, you pull the leg away from the breast, make a cut, and then pull the leg back. You can see that hip bone right there. You pull that back, and that lays out that leg flat. You can do the same thing to this side. Just cut down, pop that leg, and now it's laid out so it's a little bit more sturdy. Now for this skinless breast, you come up in here, that little hole where you took the wing off, stick your thumb through the hole you just made into there and pull it. It'll usually just come off, just like that. And then you take that, we do a lot of tearing here, we're not going to cut. You just run your finger up underneath there, and it's attached right here at the keel bone, right at the top of the breast. So if you take your finger behind there and pull it back, that just pulls all that right off. And this is the same as the other side, you're just doing it from the opposite angle. So now you have skinless breasts. Now we need to get the bone off. So if you come down here to the side, you can see the breast right there. That's the whole breast. This is where it's connected, right here along this line. So if you take your knife, come back in here, and just cut straight down to those rib bones, just to separate the meat from the bone. Again, we're going to do some tearing here, so you just stick your finger up under there and pull it back. There's your breast right there. You've already got it separated. That's a tenderloin. This right in here, behind this fat, is the wishbone. So you want to follow the wishbone up. Cut all that fat off. Follow the wishbone up to the top, and then follow the keel bone with your knife down. And there you got a breast. Now the tenderloin's connected right down here to the bone, so you can just run your knife there. Again, we're doing tearing, not cutting. There's your tenderloin. And pull down, you can just pull it off. So there's the tenderloin. I'll turn it around. We'll do the same thing to this side, to this breast. Just run your knife down to separate it. Take your finger underneath there, separate that. backwards on this one. Come down the keel bone and follow the wishbone. There's you another breast. Separate the tenderloin so you can get your finger under there. Just pull it off. There's you another tenderloin. Now the legs, just to get them separated from the body, we're going to flip it over. I'll cut this skin away so that you can see from the back. You don't have to do this. Just doing it so you can see. So there's the leg where it comes over. This right here is the oyster. That's what people say is the best part of the chicken. It's connected to the bone, so if you can just follow it right there at the edge, then stick your finger underneath it. It's in a little socket. And you can just pull, see how the little socket's right there? You just pull it back, and there's your oyster. And then you want to keep that up and go underneath the oyster. Put your knife under there where the bone was. And you want to kind of follow this line right down the middle here. You can use an imaginary line or you can cut it, whatever. You want to get as close to that as possible. So you get that tenderloin back, and then you come down through here and you just cut it straight down. That's where that bone was in that socket. There's one leg. We'll go to this side. Cut it off so you can see the oyster again. Get your finger under the oyster. It's connected on the back. Pull it up. There's your bone. That's your joint right here. So once you get through there, you don't have anything left except for meat. There's another leg. I just put my legs, for this time, I'm just going to put my legs in the stock pot, and we'll pull the meat off later. You've got, this is just, you got a little bit of skin, but it's nothing but fat and bones and meat. There's some really good meat right here on the back to eat, and we put the neck in there also. The neck has a lot of really good meat right here. So after you make your stock, don't forget to pull all the meat off the bones. Get the skin off the leg. Go about halfway, this is your thigh, go about halfway down the thigh. That's a good, easy place to get through. Stick your finger through there, and then run it up. You can pull all that off, and then just pull it down, and that gets pretty much all the skin off. Throw it in there. So that gave us 2 boneless, skinless chicken breasts, 2 tenderloins, and 2 legs, and rest for the stock. So that's it.